good. All right, are we ready to start?
Sure, whenever you are.
Sounds good. I'd like to welcome in the champion of the CJ Cup at Shadow Creek, Jason Kokrak. Congratulations on your first PGA Tour victory, which moves you to fourth in the FedEx Cup standings. If we could just get some comments about your debut win.
It's still setting in, so very excited. I couldn't be more pleased to get my first win, nonetheless, here in Vegas. Part of the MGM crew and the rest of my sponsors, obviously. But a pretty special win. 10 years out here on the PGA Tour has been a long career so far. So to wait so long for my first win, it's a pretty special thing.
And in your group, Jason Day withdrew early in the round, and you were kind of going head to head with Xander. What was that like coming down the stretch?
It was good because Xander and I, we're friends. Him and his caddy could not be any nicer. Really nice pairing that I had today. A lot of conversation. Put my mind at ease. In between shots, it's hard to concentrate for all of 5.5 hours straight. So it's nice to chit chat up the fairways, and he pushed me along just as I was probably pushing him along. Making a couple birdies here and there. I think our better ball game would have been pretty decent today. So very pleased. It was very nice to come up 18 and have a one-shot lead. Xander's a great player. He's eighth in the world or something like that, and proven tour winner. So to solidify my first win here against a great player like that makes it a little bit more special.
Sounds good. We'll open it up for media. Questions with the media. The first question goes to Steve DeMaglio from USA Today.
Jason, were you as calm as you looked out there?
I said this sign of my scorecard. I mean, if you're not nervous, you're not alive. So I definitely had some nerves going. A little scar tissue from previous missed wins here and there, but called upon those. I had a game plan of especially after Jason Day withdrew, I knew it was going to be a long round, a lot of waiting around. So I just tried to keep the same mentality that I did all week. Walk a little bit slower, and the course is just take what the course gives you. And I happened to roll the putter extremely well this week and drove it better today, which helped out.
Did you ever have doubts that you wouldn't win out here?
I think any time that you've been out here for that length of time, you definitely have doubts in your mind, but as good as my ball striking is, and as hard as I've been working with my coach Drew Steckel, little short game work with Jeff Pierce, my caddy David Robinson also helps me with my putting. He obviously reads about every one of my putts, but I think between the team I've got in place, it was inevitable that it was going to happen. I just tried to go out there today, hit a lot of fairways, give myself a lot of opportunities, and just let that first win come to me.
Thank you, sir.
We'll go next to Ben Everett from PGAtour.com.
Thanks. Well done, mate.
Thank you.
You mentioned your putting. I believe it's the first time in your entire career you've led the field in strokes gained putting, and you did it quite convincingly. Can you talk to how you were able to do that this week?
I've played quite a few rounds here at Shadow Creek, so I know the greens pretty well. I know kind of the little intricacies to this place. Not like some of the the local caddies, but it is definitely a place that I feel comfortable at. I've played 20-25 rounds here before, even playing this tournament or before teeing it up, but it plays a lot different. The greens are always this fast, but they're never this firm. So I knew it was going to play a little bit different, but if you hit a lot of fairways on this golf course, it's you can attack this place. But ever since, I want to say, a few months ago, I went to a 36-inch putter via my caddy, David Robinson, giving me that tip that I should go to a 36-inch putter just to kind of stand a little bit taller, get the putter more in the palm of my hands. And ever since that happened, I got one that I feel great with Bettinardi, and we've dialed it in and started rolling it pretty nicely the last month or two.
Nice. And just on the scar tissue you spoke of, did having those the second and third, I think, in your first 2 years, did that, I guess, make you feel like it might be easy or easier to get a win or anything like that?
Well, I think you see it more and more now. The fields are deeper, the kids are longer, everybody is better at this game, and I think it just goes to show you how hard it is to win on this tour. And Being 10 years, I definitely had some scar tissue, but none that is going to linger or keep me from winning, obviously, with this. But I think I knew in my own mind that I was going to get it done. It was just a matter of time of me getting out of my own way and letting it happen, because my game is right there with the best players in the world, and I just need to continue to believe so. And if the putting's there for me, we're going to be right there in contention.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go next to Doug Ferguson with the AP.
Jason, congratulations.
Thank you.
When Xander made that long putt on 13 and made it very clear that nothing was going to come easily for you today, if you look from that point forward, what do you consider the most important or critical shot you made?
Well, I mean, obviously the drive on 18 made it a lot easier. Sometimes that 17th hole could be a kind of a tweener shot for a lot of the guys in the field. It plays shorter. It's downhill with a very shallow green. So I would probably say after he made that long putt, I almost made it right on top of him. I left it a little short, but I would say the best would be the up and down on 16 to take a one-shot lead, because I know it's hard to make birdie on 17 because that flagstick has so much undulation near it. And 18, obviously, if you can get the ball in the fairway, you can hold that green pretty easily. So it definitely probably the drive on 18 was the biggest key for me.
Sounds like you're on mute, Doug.
Sharon, how's that?
I can hear you now.
As long as Sharon can hear me, that's all that matters. D-Rob, is he not one of the better putting coaches, much less caddies?
Without question. I know he's helped out a lot of guys out on tour. More so right when he first started caddying, he was helping a few guys. I mean, his golf knowledge and his golf IQ is off the charts. I give him a lot of respect. I played against him on the mini tours for a lot of years. He played the web.com, now the Corn Ferry Tour, for a couple of years, I think 3 years. And he's a great player in his own right. And I think it's great for me to have a guy like him. He's even keel. He knows what to say in the right moments, and he's probably one of the best green readers out on this tour.
Who have you been with him?
I've been with him for about 3.5 years now. I actually called him. I went through a few different caddies, and I called David. I said, I think if I can handle the ball striking, you can help me out a little bit around the greens. I think it'll be a pretty dangerous duo, and we've played pretty solid the last couple of years. I think 50 or 60 on the FedEx Cup, 14th, and then 42nd. So hopefully to do a little bit better in the future and down the road. Thank you.
We'll go to Michael Bamberger from golf.com.
Thank you very much. Hi, Jason. Did you ever get an insight from one of the legends of the game about what it takes to win on tour?
I think it comes from a lot of different outside sources. I definitely have picked the brain of is everybody there? Can you hear me?
But
Oh, he disappeared on there. But yeah, I think quite a few guys have, lent, I just kind of sit there and listen, playing practice rounds, I think, with some of the, the best players in the world, just to kind of critique what they do and how they go about preparing for a major, preparing for, any golf tournament. So I think, you try to learn from the best players in the world, and, I think I've done a pretty good job of that. I still want to do things my own way, but I am a stubborn kid from Ohio, so I will always try to do it my way. But anytime a guy like Tiger or Phil or anybody like that can just kind of show me a few things here and there, it's always special.
thank you.
We'll go to Greg Robertson from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Hi, Jason. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about Shadow Creek as a venue on mobile. It's a place you'd like to have a regular tour stop, and if you think it's even capable, given its tight nature, of hosting a full field event.
Well, I think playing this golf course before and how they have it normally with very little rough, soft greens, but fast greens. This has been a spectacular venue. I don't think you're going to hear any bad words about this place whatsoever. I think it's a great venue. I would love to see it here because I think Vegas is a great venue for a PGA Tour stop. You know, I can't say anything bad about this place. I mean, it's a special place to me. I always love coming out here. Any chance you get to play Shadow Creek, it's always special. So I would love to see a PGA Tour venue or a PGA Tour start here, wherever it comes. So it would be a very special place. I think you can play it with no rough, you could play it with long rough, you could play it with anything. I was actually surprised that there was no wind because this is the first time I've played it with no wind.
Do you think back when we are able to have spectators again, this is a course that would be able to accommodate spectators for anything?
I think that's going to be the tough part. I think this will have to be one of those limited spectator venues just because of it's a hard walk for us, and I couldn't imagine, you know, walking outside the ropes and, you know, the people, because there's so many spots around this place that, you know, that you're standing on the side of, well, a pretty good slope, 45-degree angle. So I think you know, I think some things would have to change around here to do a PGA Tour event. Not to say that it's not doable, but you know, there's special places all over the country, like Shadow Creek, that we can host PGA Tour events. And I think we might step outside the box and maybe play a few more.
Thank you.
Yep.
We'll go back to Steve DeMeglio.
Jason, among the perks is an invitation to the Masters. Your thoughts?
Well, I was sort of a letdown because I made it to the Tour Championship last year, and this year was supposed to be my first Masters, and you know, my family's not able to come this year. You know, the par 3 contest with my 2 young boys would have been very special to me. So earning that in the, you know, this 2021 season is huge because now I hope there's going to be fans in the following year. So I'm looking forward to my first one, but it'll be extra special when I get to have my family come out and watch in such a pristine place and you know, a coveted venue as Augusta National.
Thank you.
We'll go back to Doug Ferguson.
Jason, can you just quickly explain your ambassador role with MGM and specifically how often that brings you out to Shadow Creek?
A couple years ago, I think they were looking for, you know, a couple guys to, you know, entertain some clients and you know, some high rollers and whatnot out here. Now it's kind of burst into, you know, having a team of, you know, 20 plus guys out here that all wear either Aria or MGM. I think it's just it's a nice perk to have out here in Vegas. You know, it's you get reservations wherever you want. You get to, you know, stay in a beautiful hotel room, and you know, it's a great partnership because I like to come out here because my aunt and uncle live out here in Vegas. I've got family here, and I've always made it out here a couple times a year, even without the MGM logo. But you know, even after Zozo, when we come back over, we have the Coca-Cola Invitational here at Shadow Creek, so that's always pretty special. And the guys all get together, and it's a fun group of guys that are all part of this MGM ambassador crew.
Roughly how many times have you played here before this week?
Ballpark guess, north of 20.
Okay, thanks, Jason.
Sure.
Well done.
Thank you.
All right, our last question goes to Adam Shupat from Golf Week.
Hey Jason, congratulations. I was just curious, as a guy who's, you know, trying to get that first win, what are you thinking when Xander makes that long putt on 13 from the fringe? And secondly, at what point did it feel like match play?
I feel like right after he made that putt, I mean, I rolled it up there about 6 inches short, so I was looking pretty good to me. But, you know, Xander is a long player too, so you know, the par 5s, obviously 18 very reachable, but 16 is not so much reachable. You can't really hold the green in 2. You know, it's a tough green complex, so I think after he made that long putt, I think it came a little bit of match play. But, you know, on 14 is a really tough pin, or 15 is a really tough pin. 16, you know, is gettable, but you got to drive it in the fairway, put yourself in a good spot. But made a nice up and down. I think it was just we were both feeding off each other's energy. We were both making birdies on, you know, kind of opposite holes. I birdied 10 and 11. He birdied 12 and 13. And, you know, I think it was just kind of, it was a good match play. But we still had guys behind us that were definitely in the mix because, you know, 15, 16, 17, and 18 are all birdie holes with, you know, wedges in our hands.
Okay, and how do you plan to celebrate your first win?
I think I'll have a nice bourbon and a nice bottle of wine and a nice dinner with my team.
Thank you.
All right, Jason, thank you so much for your time, and congratulations again on your first PGA Tour victory.
Thank you so much.